Hello there. We've put together this special briefing with the experts over at My Tax Accountant, and we are lifting the lid on how HMRC is completely changing the way it works. Now, if you earn any money in the UK that isn't from a standard PAYE salary, from a side hustle, renting out a room, or doing freelance work, then you are absolutely going to want to hear this.
Let's just dive right in with a pretty direct question. Is it possible that HMRC already knows you've underpaid your tax? Well, for a growing number of people, the answer is yes. And in the next few minutes, you're going to find out exactly how, and more importantly, why.
We've teamed up with their top tax specialists to put this briefing together, making sure you get the most accurate and up-to-the-minute insights into what is a very, very fast-changing landscape.
So, here's our plan for today. First, we'll look at HMRC's billion-pound motivation. What's driving all this? Then we'll talk about the new digital dragnet that's just arrived and the AI brain that's powering it all. After that, we'll reveal the 2027 compliance hit list, give you a solid action plan, and finally, show you exactly where to get expert help.
Okay, let's get right into it. To really understand where HMRC is heading, you first have to get your head around the massive scale of their mission.
Right. Look at this number. According to their very latest annual report, HMRC collected a mind-boggling £875.9 billion in tax revenue in the 2025 to 2026 tax year. I mean, that's just an almost unimaginable amount of money that funds everything in the UK, from our NHS to our roads and schools.
But here's the number that really drives their strategy. At the end of that same year, the total debt they were still trying to collect was £44 billion. This is what's known as the tax gap, and you better believe that closing this gap is their #1 priority. That gap is the reason they are pouring money into these incredibly powerful new tools.
So that's the why. Let's move on and see the how. A huge, fundamental change has just happened in the way HMRC gets its information, and because of it, millions of people are now directly in their line of sight.
It's called digital platform reporting. Basically, new international rules, which are now fully active here in the UK, mean that digital platforms are now legally forced to automatically report their sellers' earnings straight to HMRC. And this isn't just a UK thing, it's a global move towards total tax transparency. The days of this income being something you just declare as yourself, well, those days are officially over.
So, you might be asking, does this affect me? Well, let's see. It covers a massive slice of the modern economy. We're talking about anyone selling goods on places like Vinted or Etsy. It absolutely affects drivers for services like Uber. It impacts landlords renting out a property on Airbnb. And it covers freelancers finding gigs through websites like Upwork or Fiverr. Your platform is now effectively a direct informant for the tax office.
And let's be really clear about the scale here. This isn't just a small sample of data. We're talking about a constant, live, direct data feed on the earnings of millions of individuals all across the UK. Think of it like a giant fire hose of financial data that's now pointing directly at HMRC's headquarters. It's a digital dragnet, and it is fully up and running.
But just collecting all that data is only half the battle. The truly revolutionary part is how HMRC is now analyzing it. Stay with me here, this next point might actually surprise you.
To put it bluntly, data is HMRC's new superweapon. They're not just collecting information anymore, they are connecting it, analyzing it with incredible speed and precision, and using it to build a financial profile of you, the taxpayer, like never before.
And the process is very systematic. First, data flows in from everywhere: the new digital platforms, your bank, other government departments. Then, powerful AI systems use machine learning to analyze it, looking for patterns, anomalies, and discrepancies. This creates a risk profile for every single taxpayer, and if your profile gets flagged as high risk, an investigation is automatically triggered.
And look, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote comes straight from the horse's mouth. HMRC's own 2025-26 annual report. They say they're using advanced AI analytics tools for enhanced compliance targeting, debt prediction, and fraud detection. This isn't something that's coming in the future. This is their policy, and it's happening right now.
So here's a pro tip to make this really hit home. HMRC's AI is specifically built to spot mismatches. Let's imagine you declare an income of, say, £25,000 a year, but your bank and credit card data shows you're spending money like you're earning $60,000. The system doesn't just see numbers, it sees a lifestyle that simply doesn't add up with your tax return. That is a massive red flag that will instantly push your file right to the top of the pile for a human inspector to look at. So with all this new data and this incredibly powerful AI, Who is now squarely on HMRC's radar? This is the heart of our briefing today, the 2027 compliance hit list.
So the key targets, probably not a big surprise, are those whose income is now being fed to them automatically. Online sellers, digital landlords, and gig economy workers. But also, and this is important, cash-in-hand businesses are more vulnerable than ever. Because while their income might be cash, their spending creates a digital footprint that HMRC's AI can now easily trace and analyze for those lifestyle gaps we just talked about.
Let's make this really concrete. Say hello to Sarah. She's a talented graphic designer based in Manchester, and she has a great side business selling her prints on Etsy. In the past, it was up to her to track and declare that income, but now Etsy automatically reports every single pound she makes directly to HMRC, who can instantly check it against her tax records. If something doesn't match, the system will know.
Well, let's take Ben. He's a landlord in London, rents his flat out through a booking platform to top up his pension. Well, that platform is now legally required to report his entire rental income stream to the taxman. Any undeclared income isn't hidden in some gray area anymore. It is a crystal clear data point on an HMRC dashboard.
Okay, so that's the reality of the situation. And it might sound a little intimidating, but knowledge is power. So let's switch gears from the problem to the solution with your preemptive strike plan.
What steps can you take right now to make sure you're fully compliant and stay off HMRC's radar? That's not all. Here's where most people go wrong. They wait. They wait until that dreaded brown envelope drops through the letterbox.
The name of the game is being proactive. First, review every single one of your income streams from the last tax year. Every platform, every client, every side job. Second, keep meticulous digital records of both your earnings and, just as crucially, your allowable expenses. Good records are your absolute best defense. Third, make sure you understand the tax thresholds that apply to you, like the £1,000 trading allowance. Fourth, and this is so important, if you have any doubt, just declare it. The idea that any income is hidden is now dangerously out of date. And finally, if you know you've made a mistake on a past return, proactively amend it. Trust me, it is so much better for you to tell them than for their AI to find it for you.
Now, taking all those steps is a brilliant start, but in this new environment, sometimes the absolute smartest move is to bring in a professional who lives and breathes this stuff every single day.
Now, it's really important for us to say that the information in this briefing is for general guidance. Everyone's tax situation is unique, so you must always consult with a qualified professional before you make financial decisions based on your own circumstances. So if anything we've talked about today has raised some questions for you, the best next step is to get some professional advice. You can contact the experts at My Tax Accountant directly on 0208-570-8531, or you can email them at info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. And for more insights just like this, make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel. With HMRC's AI getting smarter by the day, the real question is, are you ready for this new age of tax transparency? Thanks for watching.